Okay, let's stop doing that right now. So in this video, we are talking about not doing this. That's right, no more shaky hands. What's up, Explearners? Welcome to Explearning Communication right here on YouTube. I'm so happy you're joining me today. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to subscribe so you can get more videos on interpersonal communication and public speaking just for you. So make sure you click that bell so that you can get videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I post. When we get nervous during public speaking, when we're communicating with people, it's not uncommon for our hands to start shaking. But when we have a piece of paper in our hand, that's exacerbated because not only can we hear the paper, but we can also see it if we're the audience. And that's just signaling a sign of distress. So we don't want to do that anymore. And here are the 6 strategies to help you to stop getting your hands to shake. The first thing you can do is make a fist and release. So clench, release, clench, release. Try that 1 to 3 times. This is something that you can do before going on stage if you notice that your hands are shaking. You can also do it in a discreet way when you're on stage. Maybe turn it into a gesture, right? I'll leave that to you. You can practice that in front of the mirror and see if it's comfortable. Second tip, put the paper down. You do not need the paper. It all is up here, or it should be by now. And also you have an outline if you need it. But the paper is your crutch. It's gonna hinder your performance. So you do not want to be having a piece of paper in your hand up there. You're just gonna start shaking with it. So instead, use my bullet point formula. There's a video about that. And just stick to a note card at most. So, bye-bye paper, no more paper, goodbye. Okay, the next thing you can do is make sweeping hand gestures outward. Doing this releases chemicals that tell our brains that we're confident. So try it out and see how your hands will stop shaking just by doing something like that. Of course, you're gonna practice and make sure that it flows nicely with your speech. You don't wanna do it in a distracting way, obviously. The other thing you can do is release tension. Make some sort of big movement if it's appropriate for your talk. And I'm gonna say that again, if it's appropriate for your talk. So for example, if you're maybe giving a talk about fitness, your own fitness regimen, or maybe some new exercises that you tried out, you might wanna demonstrate what a squat jump looks like, or the nice form of a proper jumping jack. But again, this has to be relevant to your speech. Otherwise, it's just gonna come out of left field and it's gonna seem really contrived. And your audience is smart enough to know that. So if you do a big gesture, just make sure that it is a part of your speech. Number 5, you can poke fun at it. Point it out if it's blatantly and distractingly obvious to the audience. Of course, it will be to you, but if you feel like you want to tell the audience, then just joke about it. You can say something like, oh, well, I should remember not to have 5 cups of coffee before I come on stage next time. If this type of self-deprecating humor jibes with your personality and your authentic self, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But if not, then you probably want to avoid it and then stick to the other strategies instead. Little side note, I wrote an article about your authentic speaking voice, so if you'd like to know more about it, you can read it on my blog, and that link will be in the description box down below. Number 6, the last thing that you can do to stop your hands from shaking because of nervousness is give your audience a task. That will deflect the attention from you, and it will give you a minute to compose yourself, to stop your hands from shaking. And it's also really good practice during a talk or a public speaking engagement to give the audience something to do. You want to make the speech as interactive as possible, meaning you want the audience to do something, right? Not just sit and listen to you. Okay, it's time to get the energy flowing in this room. I want everyone to stand up and give me some jumping jacks. You can do that. Or you can say something like, all right, I want everyone to dial up their energy to an 11. Are we ready? Let's do this. Something like that. Anything where you're having the audience do something no matter how small the task. All right, Explearners, that's a wrap on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. Be sure to share it with a friend and ring that bell for notifications on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I post new videos. Make sure that you're subscribed so you get all the tips on improving your communication and your public speaking. I will see you next time right here on Explearning Communication. Happy Explearning!